You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin, and here we are in the fall, spending way too much money. Here it starts. It's almost October, and here we go with the pumpkin spice lattes and the winter sweaters, and then it's holiday presents, parties, wardrobe, and all the things. It's coming fast and furiously. So we had to have someone on to help me personally and all of you budget personally, budget for our businesses, and handle these fall finances. Welcome to the show, Stevie Jones, Virtual CFO and founder of Balanced by Stevie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
We are so thrilled you're here. So Balanced by Stevie, you are a virtual CFO. So tell me what that is exactly.
Yeah, a virtual CFO is essentially handling everything. So I work with business owners, and we handle everything from the bookkeeping to help with cash management, help with spending decisions in your business. So we like to be able to provide the client with a personal touch, make sure they understand their financial position in their business, and make sure that they have all the support they need when it comes to liaising with their tax expert, determining how much revenue they need to be bringing into the business in order to cover expenses, pay themselves what they deserve to be paid from the business, and also set some aside for taxes and for, rainy day spend.
I love that. So, you're a great middleman, or I don't know if that's the right term, but
that is what I would say sometimes.
Okay. Yes. So I mean, for someone that is just starting out, that is, managing they're starting a small business and they're just doing it themselves because they don't have any money to pay anyone. And then before they get to a place where they are a big business and they can hire a CFO in-house and have money coming in from everywhere, you are that person that can help them make these business decisions. I think that is so great. Now, how would somebody know if they're just starting their small business? At what point do you say, okay, it's time to hire me? At what point would you say you need someone to help you?
Absolutely. So I think that it's really important if you have a business that is starting to grow and this is real, this is a thing, we're doing it. Sometimes you may start a business because it's a fun hobby and you just want something to do, but then you start to make money and you start to realize, hey, wait a minute, this can really be like how I provide for myself and my family. If you're at that point and you're profiting in your business and you think that your business is going to not only continue to profit but grow those profits, then that's when I think you should start considering taking on a CFO, because CFO can help really hold your hand and make sure you feel supported through some of the big decisions that come around, maybe how you should be structured from a tax position, or what type of point of sale system you want to use in your business, how you want to invoice your clients. I think that when you're profiting enough, typically my CFO clients are hitting that profit range of around $60,000 and up. If you're getting to that point, I think it could be incredibly valuable to have a CFO on your team.
And then how would somebody, I believe that must be a scary jump to then trust somebody. Here's all my passwords, here's all my finance stuff. There's got to be a level of trust. How do you gain that with your clients?
Yeah, I think I always start with a clarity call just to make sure that we vibe, to make sure that we're going to enjoy working with each other, to set expectations. And then, of course, there's always a confidentiality agreement that's signed on my end, because just to give them, because it's a smart move, but to give them more peace of mind. But I think you really have to rely on your instincts to tell you, just like when you're hiring any type of employee, you kind of go through a small interview process and you talk to one another and you see, okay, is this someone that I think, could really help me in my business? A lot of the times the people that come to me have been following me for a while, or they have someone in common that they trust that can refer me. And so that always helps as well.
Well, and you have an Instagram account, and we talk about how Instagram and social media can help businesses and folks like you gain that know, like, and trust factor. And so you probably want to follow along and kind of get to know someone you're hiring through a way like social media, right?
Absolutely. And I run a program as well where I help bookkeepers and other CFOs build their businesses, and I tell them that social media is the perfect way, you said it perfectly, to build that know, like, and trust factor. The things that I share on social media aren't always about bookkeeping or financial tips. They can be, something funny that happened to me today, or a funny quote that I found from someone. Anything that can portray my brand personality, that's what I'm sharing on social media. I think people get a little bit inundated with, quick tips on business finances. And a lot of times they just want to laugh and they're on social media to enjoy themselves. And if you find them enjoying your content, then I think they're much more likely to start to open up to you and trust you.
Yeah, that's genius. I love it. Now let's jump in really quickly to fall finances. As I alluded to, it's this time of year. And so businesses, I was kind of talking about personally, people are buying their pumpkin lattes and their sweaters and their presents, but also businesses are now, am I going to throw a holiday party? Am I going for my staff? Am I going to send presents out to our clients? Are we going to have a bonus structure this year? For those small business owners, how do you kind of address that and sit down with them and figure out what they can do?
For my virtual CFO clients, when we start our engagement, we build out a full cash projection, which is essentially a 12-month budget where it shows, here's how much cash we have in the bank now. Here's how much we expect to come in. Here's how much we expect to go out. Here's how much we expect to have left over that you can pay yourself. We're setting aside for taxes. We're setting aside for rainy days. So I think just revisiting that budget or that cash flow forecast is super, super crucial at this point. And as you mentioned, I do walk a lot of clients through decisions like, can I afford to pay end of the year bonuses this year? And a lot of times it's based off of revenue goals. So I will be able to say, yes, if you hit X amount of revenue, then we can afford to pay out bonuses. But I think it's a really good time to just revisit that cash flow forecast. Make sure you know what expenses you have coming up that maybe you didn't have in the first part of the year, and make sure you know your revenue goals.
I love it. I mean, you probably, businesses have figured it out the year before of what their Q1 through 4 spending is going to look like, but then you kind of have to, like you said, revisit that and say, what's really been happening aside from our projections. So people can hire you to work with them. They would go to balancedbystevie.com, Stevie, V-I-E, right? And Balanced by Stevie is your Instagram handle. And I suggest people follow you because you do give great tips and you've got a fun, engaging personality. And you're an awesome asset to people that can hire an internal CFO. So thank you so much for spending time with us today. Stevie Jones, Virtual CFO, founder of Balanced by Stevie. I love the name, by the way, Balanced by Stevie. Thank you for joining us. And you've been watching America Trends. We are here every night of the week on BizTV.com. And you can find us on social media at America Trends TV on Instagram, Facebook, and X. I don't know if we've ever transferred to X. See you tomorrow night.